A long time in the making. We've been doing tunes for, I don't know, 12 years or something?
2007 was the first one.
Yeah, and then one day we found Ellie under a tree, and then we thought he was not alive, but then he was alive. Then we created the Tree of Life.
Well, obviously, growing up in Israel in the trance scene, I know them as G.M.S, but not personally. After I started to make music and start to go around, I think we met in Brazil through Gabi Record Machines.
Yeah, that's where we made the first tune.
Yeah. And we did what was it? A-Team.
Yeah, the
was
A-Team.
the first tune.
Yeah, the track.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, and ever since then we've been kind of friends and always kind of been making music together, but this time we wanted to be more serious and kind of really create a project together with, you know, with a whole album and a concept behind it and kind of a whole theme and stuff like that. So we kind of got together, made some time in the studio, and then got together and
it just came together and it just started flowing and
flowing. The
flowing.
Tree of Life, basically.
Yeah.
Now we have 19 tracks.
Yeah. The idea was go for we can make an EP, see what's going on.
Yeah.
And first time already we came up with 4 tracks like in 10 days. So we figure out something good is going on there and we should forward
Push it.
Push it
hard.
That's what we did.
That's what she said.
Well, we don't want to say too much because it's a surprise. It's a world premiere today, so we don't want to kind of say too much to the audience. We're going to leave that for the audience to decide tonight. I mean, they should be happy that this is the first time that we're going to actually play all the tracks together and be on stage together.
The only thing I can say is I'm very excited to do it. Oh.
I'm going to give you a hint. We're going to kick your ass.
Well, we just did 2 EPs now, and now basically we're focusing on releasing the album, getting it out, you know, finding the artwork and stuff, which is always harder than making the actual music. And yeah, that's basically the plan.
Yeah, once we get the artwork, the album is done. The EP will come out, I think, this Monday.
Yeah, and then just to do more gigs around the world and stuff like that, you know, more traveling and more gigs. Yeah, I mean, also, for us, it's we don't really think of it in that way. We think of it more as fun and having a good time and coming together musically as artists, basically. That's what's for us the challenge, and that's what's for us makes us feel good as artists, is coming together and doing something new and creating something new, and everyone has their role. And doing that, it sounds different than if me and Bunzi would do it alone, or if Ellie would do it alone, you know? It's just kind of coming together and creating a sound that everyone is really happy with and that we're very excited about. That's basically the main thing for us, you know?
Yeah.
We don't think of it in terms of, oh, we're going to make a mega band or something like that. It's going to be the best project. We kind of look at it more from an artist perspective and see kind of what we can create and be creative and, you know, how to put that in work.
What is that?
I just can't wait for the people to hear it.
It's a night. We work most in the night times like vampires.
Then you have more opportunity to work, because in the daytime the telephone goes, people come by, and in the nighttime there's no disturbance and you can focus and do your thing.
Yes.
Well, I mean, a typical night is first you have to go out and buy enough drinks for the whole night. Make sure your stash is big enough, and then you basically start to work.
Wake up, watch the sunset.
Yeah, I mean, slowly, you know. I mean, because we each have our own projects also, but yeah, we're trying to incorporate those with our first, because we play many parties the same anyway. So, Tree of Life will definitely start playing a lot more.
We're planning a Brazil tour now at the moment, and I think Australia is on the making. But it's a very new project. Obviously, everybody knows our individual projects, but they haven't heard except for the EPs, they haven't heard the music yet. Yeah. So I believe once the album will come out, that the big exposure
big bang
will follow it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because HOMmega is a good option. I think he was the one that kind of fought for it the most. And he's a good friend of all of us, so it was nice.
It was not even a thought.
It was a natural way.
It was a natural decision. Just yeah, of course. You know, it's not even.
Well,
oh, where are we gonna release it? No.
Musically,
we have the place. This is where it's gonna go.
Musically, it fits obviously because it's not progressive project.
Exactly.
Definitely not. It's trance and with a lot of psychedelic roots, and it felt the right place to be. It wasn't really a decision to make. It just felt
yeah, natural.
No, we will kind of start the live and make a story in the live. Basically, start a little bit slower and then kind of
big wave,
go up. Yeah, I mean it's not really progressive. It's just a slower BPM, but the tracks are still pretty full power. So
yeah,
exactly.
It will fit in one show. You know, it's just we'll start a bit slower and then speed it up. It's not that it's.
They just tell the full power tracks apart. That's the idea. Yeah. If you play like 3-4 tracks that are strong in the arrangement and the production and busy sounding, then it's nice to put a little clean one in between to breathe for a second. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, anyway, I don't think a live set should just be one kind of thing. You know, it's nice to create a story with a live show, and that's what we're trying to do, basically. No, I mean, we kind of think about like, oh, maybe we need a track that's a little bit like this, or maybe we need a track that's more full on like that, or maybe we need one that's, you know, more like that. We'll kind of go on thinking as we making, basically.
But the tracks kind of created themselves somehow. We start with something obviously, so we try to create something that fits together. Each one makes his own sounds in his own computer, but we aim to one point that they will play nice with each other, yeah. But there wasn't like a list that said, okay, we need one of those, check, one of these, check. They just came out together, basically. Each track has its own
character and its own.
Yeah.
There is always a possibility to create something new. I mean, we just have to be creative. The thing is, now there's so many artists and stuff, and a lot of people are copying one, you know. Copying from the other vibes, and we never really try to do that. We just try to start from completely scratch, from fresh, you know, and then just create its own vibe. And I mean, I think anyone can do that if they really put their
heart into it.
Yeah,
and energy.
I can tell you, creativity. In none of the tracks that we did, there was another track there in the arrangement.
None. Happens a lot.
Yeah, and the thing is that we are 3 people, so. It sounds different because we bring 3 different heads into the same thing, you know. Some track, for example, Rictum started and then we finished, so we had his character in the root of the tracks. Some which of I started, some of Bunny started. So each one of them already has his different foundation, yeah. And that's already gave us the variety in the color of sound. Another thing that I want to point out, it might sound fresh, but it actually, because it goes back. Yeah. It has
retro stuff.
Yeah. It's sort of a retro perspective in modern production.
Yeah, done in a new way, basically.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. Retro has always been the thing that people want the most. If you look what people go crazy for on the dance floor, it's their old school sounds.
I agree. That's what started the whole story, and it will always come back and go. But if something has roots, it has future.
Yep.
I'm gonna kick your ass.
We're not gonna say much. We're just gonna fucking let you hear the music and let you see you rock.
That's right.
That's what we have to say. We're gonna let the music talk for itself, and then
we worked hard on that, and we are very excited.
Yeah, very excited.
Put everything together at one point.
Finally, be able to play it for the people.